Hello. Welcome to the 24th Annual Sky Valley Community Awards. Basically celebrating all the amazing and wonderful things and people that happen here in this very special place. So first, I would like to start the evening off by asking everyone to please stand and join me in the flag salute. The flag is over here. I pledge allegiance Thank you. And thank you for everyone who brought all that delicious food. I think that dinner was a huge success based on what I was seeing from what's left in there, which isn't very much. So, awesome. Tonight's MCs are Sarissa Dearborn. She is Mrs. Washington America. And her partner in crime is Katie Butler. Katie serves as Sultan PTO's vice president, and they're going to be leading tonight's event, so welcome.
Thank you, Debbie, and thank you so much for putting all of the hard work into this evening and everything else that the Chamber does. We so appreciate it, and we are so thankful to be here. We were sitting down last night talking about this evening, and we're going to get through it together. So we're going to start off the evening by reaching over there and giving a big thank you to Dave Moon from the SHS Technology Club. Thank you, Dave. All your hard work. He's up there like a one-man show doing the good work that he does. And we're actually going to start the evening with a slideshow that was very graciously given to us by Elizabeth Emmons.
I can still feel that sun. I can still feel that sun wind blowing, those four wheels rolling underneath me and you. I can still feel that freedom just fly by and us burn like a wildfire in the dark that night. We were picking up speed, you were whispering to me, baby, just gun it. Oh man, we were running wide open, 100 mile an hour hearts. My race against your curfew car on out of here highway. Wide open, life in the fast lane radio, turned up as loud as it can go, and the speakers blown. We didn't even know where we were going. Wide open. On a straight stretch, some yellow line blacktop. He said, what if we don't stop, go all the way? And I swear I never took my foot off. We were falling, we were flying, we were chasing down lightning. Wide open, 100 mile an hour hearts. My race against your curfew car on out of here highway. Wide open, life in the fast lane radio, turned up as loud as it can go, and the speakers blown. We didn't even know where we were going. Wide open. Wide open, 100 mile an hour hearts. My race against your curfew car on out of here highway. Wide open, life in the fast lane radio, turn up as loud as it can go, and the speakers blown. We didn't even know where we were going. Wide open.
know the rain may fall and the clouds roll in until we think we won't see the sky again. With you right here, your hand in mine,
I know these storms will pass and the sun will shine.
and through the good times and the bad times, you're mine. I promise you, right here, right now, won't ever let you go, this I vow.
And through the good times and the bad times, you're mine.
Yeah, the good times and the bad times, you're mine. You're mine. You're mine. You're mine. You're mine. When the years have passed and we're old and gray, I'll be standing here where I am today. Through the good times and the bad times, good times and the bad times.
There's always gonna be another mountain to climb. Always gonna be another secret to find. Don't you know? No, you're not alone. There's gonna be days when you've lost all hope, when the doors are locked and you're out in the cold. It's alright, you can come inside. Oh, I'll be a shelter when the rain starts to fall. Oh, true believer, when your back's against the wall, when you can't find the light. There will be times you love the hand you hold. Everything you touch turns into gold. It's hard to find the reasons why. There's gonna be days when you hit the ground, but don't give up. We'll turn it all around. They can try, but they can't take our fight. Oh, I'll be a shelter when the rain starts to fall. Oh, true believer, when your back's against the wall, when you can't find the light, I'll be by your side. I'll be a shelter when the rain starts to fall.
Well, a big thank you to Elizabeth Emmons for that video too, because that was so awesome to see all the pictures, and especially with the Bolt Creek fire. So thank you to our firefighters for everything that you do. So thankful every day for you guys. You guys really are true heroes. Before starting the awards, we want to give out another thank you to the Gold Dust Royalty and their directors, Patty Baller and Katie Roeder. Thank you so much for being here. You guys look beautiful, but they will also be assisting with presenting the awards tonight.
So first up, the first award that will be announced is going to be from the Snohomish County Fire District 5, and it's going to be presented by Chief Seth Johnson.
All right. Good evening. Can everybody hear me? Okay, excellent. So for starters, I'm Seth Johnson. I'm the Fire Chief of Snohomish County Fire District 5. Together, our team provides fire, rescue, and emergency medical services to 77 square miles of the Sky Valley, including Sultan and Startup. With 35 uniformed personnel, we responded to nearly 1,400 calls for service last year, and those personnel worked over 49,000 accident-free, mind you, hours to make our community a safer place. I'm proud of all the members of District 5, but every year we like to acknowledge one standout individual from among our ranks and publicly recognize them for going above and beyond for the citizens of the Sky Valley. So this evening, I want to introduce firefighter Stephen Bingham. He is an apparatus operator, swiftwater rescue technician, structure and wildland firefighter, emergency medical technician, medical skills evaluator, and soon to be a certified 36 12-hour shifts in 2022, putting him amongst the top echelon of our personnel. In addition to his professional qualifications, which are very impressive, firefighter Bingham also serves the department in other incredibly important roles, including the secretary of the safety committee, the secretary of the Sultan Firefighters Association, and after all of that, he also took on the responsibility of maintenance and repair of District 5's antique fire trucks. And every time you see those antiques in a parade, it is the product of firefighter Bingham's hard work and dedication to the history of the fire service. So firefighter Bingham I solicited all of our personnel, and he is incredibly highly regarded amongst his peers and widely known as a skilled professional who humbly leads by example. And it gives me great pleasure to recognize him tonight as the Snohomish County Fire District 5 Responder of the Year. Thank you very much. I meant every word. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.
I'll throw it back to Stephen. Stephen, is there anything you guys would like to say? I think we will be recognizing, recognizing the Sky Valley community, and who will be presenting that award is from the Sky Valley Fire, Chief Eric Andrews.
Good evening, and we're going to do a little different tonight. We've already had our awards banquet, give out most of our awards. There is one award person that received an award that I want to recognize before I move on, and that was our Officer of the Year, Captain Bob DeVecchio. Captain DeVecchio answered his last alarm for us in late 2022, which was the Bolt Creek fire, and passed fighting his brave battle with cancer. But he was a big part of our department, and he'd served in the fire service for over 50 years. And so somebody that has a really big impact on us and no longer here. But he, even in his sickest hour, he got up and answered a call to help with the Bolt Creek fire. So he's a very special person in our life. So on the morning of September 9th last year, most of you will maybe remember, at least you remember the days following September 9th, the Bolt Creek fire started north of Skykomish. It was estimated it started somewhere around 3 o'clock. We were alarmed just after 5 o'clock a.m. in the morning, and the first units arrived and found a very large fire that had been burning for some time rapidly spreading through the mountains and hills north of Skykomish. There's a red flag warning out. Most of you may know what that is, but that is the worst fire conditions possible are in place by weather. That's wind, humidity, all the things that happen. We have a red flag and warning, which is not very common in western Washington, but it does happen to us, and it happened to us on that day. It happened to us quite a few days throughout the year. Winds were blowing over 30 miles an hour, pushing the fire faster than we could see where it was going. It was unchecked for several hours because trying to find access to get to the fire was very difficult, and getting the resources up in the air to find out where it was at, where it was going, how fast it was going was nearly impossible. The wind, the smoke, it was literally the perfect storm that had developed for us in the valley. Ended up being about the 5th largest fire in Washington State's history. Over 15,000 acres it burned, and it burnt for almost nearly a month. It was the largest fire in over 100 years in our valley. We're not alone, not immune from wildfires. We had a pretty good wildfire in 2016, the Proctor Creek Fire, and we have quite a few smaller wildfires or brush fires throughout the year. How you can make your property more fire safe from wildfires. They're not here. They're not gone. There'll be more. And there is a great guide by the Department of Natural Resources called Fire-Wise Homes. And it talks about what kind of shrubbery and brush and clearances you have around your houses. I encourage you to do that to your homes, because these are things that can save your homes when you can. So part of my time is I hope that you all will do that. So during the fire, the outpouring from the community was just incredible. That's really what we want to honor tonight, is the people, the businesses, the schools. I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of phone calls and emails I was getting from people saying, how can we help? What can we do? People coming to the fire station bringing cookies and food and cards and water and toilet paper. I guess toilet paper used to be a pretty big thing, but they're incredible things, people, blankets, anything they could think of to bring to help. There was businesses, the espresso stands, the Woodshed, the Let's Go Espresso, the Sky Chalet. They all offered free coffee and drinks to firefighters for weeks, if not the month they were here. The school kids all wrote on cards, thank you cards, and brought them to us. And we had put them in the firefighters' lunches that day. Had so many cards, we could put them in their lunches, so when they go to eat their lunches, they would see a card from one of the kids from the school. Deb, trying to see what you could do to help. And it did not go unnoticed. And sometimes, unfortunately, we're busy enough that we may not have been able to say thank you as we should have. But we did not go unnoticed. We had lots of food in the fire station. Lots of food. The fire staff itself, as you know, when we have a fire like that, they come in. We have what we call the Department of Natural Resources, U.S. Forest Service, and we have a thing called State Fire Mobilization, which calls from basically fire departments from all around the state to send resources to help. And that's what happens. We had over 1,200 firefighters move in and out to the fires as they would time out and time in. And of course, our own firefighters, especially those from Skykomish Fire District 50 and from Sky Valley, were working around the clock. And not only did we have to work to help with that fire, we had to also handle the calls that would normally come in daily. In our fire district, we have about a call every 6 hours. And so it's about 4 calls a day. And so we still have those regular calls coming in. Those are the medical emergencies, those other calls, on top of this major event. And so our volunteers, incredibly, every one of them, and that's hard, right? I can't just name one of them, were there. Endless hours, lots of sleep lost, lots of work lost, because a lot of our people are part-time volunteers and never got to go to their regular jobs. So with all that, I think that the message that we really wanted to send is, I don't know if they were really random acts on the road every day, seeing new signs, just incredible, and we just have an incredible community. So that's my message tonight. Thank you. Thank you, community. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for being strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Andrews, and again, we can't say it enough to all of the first responders and firefighters that are with us this evening and who are not with us today. First, we'd like to take a quick second to say thank you to the lovely ladies who are our greeters this evening, Donna Murphy and Christine Olachevsky. We really appreciate the time that you put in for us today, wherever you are in here. And next, the award is going to be from the Sultan Education Foundation for their Supporter of the Year, presented by Christine Olson and Debbie Koppel.
Thank you, everyone. Part of our board now, and I'd also like to introduce you to two of our other board members who are in attendance tonight, John Seahus and Dr. Brian Koppel. And they were both, we're bringing on some new young blood, which we're super excited about, but the Education Foundation started in 1993 with one $500 scholarship, and it was a really big deal. We anguished over, well, who do we give this to? It was just a really big deal. Now we are awarding the graduating class about $40,000 every year. So we are, and it isn't just for college. It can be for any continuing education program that they are inspired to take, and that's the goal of our foundation, is to make sure that they know that wherever they go and whatever they do, they are good enough to be there and they can succeed. So with that, I would like to introduce you to board member Christine Olson.
Board to the Gailey family in appreciation of their support of the Gage Gailey Memorial Scholarship, which not only carries on the memory of Gage, but also makes it possible for other students in the Sky Valley area to chase their dreams as he did. I was lucky enough, Debbie says I'm not talking loud enough, I don't usually get told that. Perhaps it's because I'm so tall and far from the mic. I was lucky enough to know Gage because he and my brother Jake were best friends. My brother and Gage were close enough that this year, when my brother and his wife had a baby boy, Gage is the name they proudly gave my nephew. When I learned I would be joining Debbie tonight in presenting this award to the Gailey family, I thought, who better than my brother to describe Gage? Here is what my brother had to say. I named my son Gage because I hope my son grows up to be the individual that Gage Gailey was. Gage had the biggest smile on his face, which you couldn't help but smile back at. In high school, Gage was always the most talented soccer player on the field and the friend you always wanted to be hanging out with. There was never a dull moment with Gage. Gage enjoyed life no matter who he was with and everywhere he went. He loved spending time with his mom, and she was always an invited guest on his crazy adventures. Gage made a living spreading his passion and joy for life with anyone willing to jump out of an airplane. Gage was selected for and competed on the USA national swooping team, traveling and competing all over the world as one of the best, but he never let it go to his head. No matter how successful he had become, he always stayed humbled and kind. If you go to YouTube and search GoPro's top 10 epic sends of all time, you will find his smile, his love for life, and his signature laugh radiating at the #1 spot, where his video has remained for years and has been viewed more than 500,000 times. Gage lives through his friends and family who enjoy reminiscing about the wonderful memories he gave them, and his love continues to give back through his videos, pictures, memories, and the Gage Gailey Memorial Scholarship. In appreciation of the Gailey family and their contributions to the Gage Gailey Memorial Scholarship, it is my honor tonight to share not only Gage's memory, their continuing support. The Sultan Education Foundation Board has elected to make a donation to Gage's Memorial Scholarship Fund this year, which will be awarded to a student coming this spring. Please join me in giving a big round of applause to the Gailey family.
congratulations to the Gailey family. Up next, moving on, will be our Community Commitment Award, and that will be presented by, from the City of Gold Bar, Mayor Steve Yarbrough.
Hello. Last spring, the City of Gold Bar held its first Easter egg hunt since 2019. This would not have been possible without the help and support of the recently formed chapter of the Red Hat Society, Ladies of Sky Valley Hatters. The Red Hat Society is a worldwide membership society that encourages women in their quest to get the most out of life. This chapter, under the leadership of its queen, Cheryl Ball, focused its energy on volunteering to lead, prepare, and ensure a great community event for hundreds of children. To honor their volunteerism for this and other community events last year, the City of Gold Bar is awarding this certificate of appreciation to the ladies of the Sky Valley Hatters.
Am I supposed to speak? Thank you. Oh gosh, this really warms my heart. So I'm so proud of us. I just want to say thank you. I'm just too nervous. What's that? Picture?
The next award is from the City of Sultan for the Volunteer of the Year, and it will be presented by Mayor Russell Weeda.
Good evening. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I'm Russell Weeda, Mayor for the City of Sultan. Joining me is Councilmember Christina Sivright. And we're here to award the City of Sultan's 2023 Volunteer of the Year. If you had the pleasure of enjoying the Sultan summer kickoff, 3-on-3 basketball tournament, national night out, tree lighting and lighted parade, trunk or treat, or homecoming parade and bonfire, then you will appreciate and join me in recognizing the Sultan Community Alliance Board of Directors. The Sultan Community Alliance was formed in 2014 with the goal of serving the community and building a stronger community. And after 2 years of COVID disruption and canceled events, the Community Alliance, under new leadership, came together and came back in full force in 2022 to put on those great events. They've done a fantastic job. As we all know, great community events help build great, strong communities. And the Community Alliance is a huge part of that for the City of Sultan and the whole Sky Valley. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you all. Our board members, Brandy Hackman, Katie Koenig, Jen Porter, Kelsey Kyprios, and Rihanna Marshall.
We'd like to thank our village. Officer Hess is our outreach officer. He helps us in all of our crazy ideas. If it's the fire department saying, hey, can you hose off the kids for us? We're kind of warm out here. It really takes the village to put on these events, and we want to thank everybody that has helped us.
Before moving on, we also want to send out another quick thank you to the people who are working so hard in the kitchen and being able to help serve with this beautiful dinner that we had tonight. So we want to say a big thank you to the Sky Valley Youth Coalition, also to Steve Tonkin and Justin Daisy. Next award will be Supporters of the Year, and that will be presented by Debbie Koppel.
It's my privilege to be involved in a lot of activities in the Sky Valley, so I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to listen to me for a long time. But tonight I want to recognize 3 people who do that kind of behind-the-scenes work that makes all of these activities even possible. Taking care of this property is a lot for a small nonprofit group, and every bit of the work that has been done here has been done by volunteers. And it continues to be done by volunteers. So we're going on our 7th year of renovating and restoring the old property. This year's big mission will be to restore the tennis and basketball courts that are out front. This is Startup's only park. And it's super important that we make it a place for the local kids to be able to come and play and their families to gather. And that is what Brian Burlinson and Brian Koppel have really been working on, mowing and taking care of all of that. And my Brian works the front side, and both of them are supplemented by Bub Sackman. But Bub is one of our neighbors, and he does such an amazing job of just keeping an eye on this place. During the Bolt Creek fire, we were an evacuation center for people that had to leave their homes. And we had a lot of people here that we were feeding breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And mostly they were staying in their RVs, campers, and tents and things like that, but we were still feeding them every day. And Bub was here with me every single day. One of the families had just gotten back to their home up by the Mount Index Estates when the firefighters came right behind them and said, get out now. So they grabbed their really important things, their medications, their paperwork, and they stuffed 14 chickens in the back seat of their sedan. And they couldn't leave their precious chickens to just be at risk of the fire, so they just sacrificed their car, stuffed everybody in it, and came down here. Bub heard the story of what they were doing, and so he came over and built a chicken pen out in the park, which turned our evacuation center into like a petting zoo. And the kids just had such a great time, and Angie King and all of the neighbors brought watermelons. Those chickens had the best week of their lives, and it was great. But the work that happens here, I just plainly cannot do it by myself, and we have such an amazing crew. But this year, 2022, Brian, and Bub stepped up to lead the pack, and I am truly grateful. So come on up. Would you like to see something? Oh, just a minute.
I just want to reiterate what Debbie said. I was kind of in a haze with how I was going to possibly do all of this. I met Brian. Brian came down and asked if there was anything he could do. And that was his first mistake. But he has been loyally doing all of the things. I mean, he's taken so much of the load off me, I just can't even tell you. So I really appreciate you, Brian. And Bub, I appreciate you because you keep an eye on the place. Let us know if anything's going on we need to know about. It's great. So we have great people. Yep.
There's always a lot to do. That tennis project's going to be a really big one, so if anyone has any inspiration for getting involved, let me know. Rick Cross and I have a list of things that we're still working on inside the building, and he came in the other day to tell me he was finally done with steelhead fishing, so we're going to get going again. So if anyone is so inspired, come on over. Thank you, guys. Get pictures back there. princesses will take you. And I'm going to roll right into my next presentation, which is one of my favorite things throughout the whole year, is recognizing random acts of kindness. So this story was sent in to us, and it starts with a bright red beetle comes along on any street in Sultan or at any town in the valley. Its driver, wearing a friendly, enthusiastic smile, honks, waves, and calls hi. Even when her windows are up, you can hear her. The lady knows no strangers no matter what. She has zero qualms about asking someone to help her, especially if she's helping someone else and just needs a hand. Just as she is always willing to help anyone who may need help. Retired, Donna has gotten really busy. What a wonderful coincidence it was to have Donna in the area when COVID-19 came along. She had already been helping some shut-ins. With her newfound time, she expanded that. She picked up groceries, prescription meds, took us to appointments, basically turned her little red bug into a delivery service for all of us who didn't feel comfortable getting out during the pandemic. She often provided transportation to several grateful elderly friends and still does, always rejecting our offers of gas money. Donna's mission is to make our lives better, and she does. She brings cheery comfort and care to those down in the dumps. I understand that she has taken a former teacher to the Sultan Schoolmates reunion several times so he can catch up with his former students. She took a friend on a chartered fishing trip recently. Years ago, he loved fishing, but due to health and mobility issues, he thought his fishing days were over. Donna found a charter that was handicap accessible and went fishing with him. He caught a nice salmon and they had a great day. She encourages and inspires Special Olympics locals. She volunteers to take handicapped people on vacation adventures. She says they inspire her. Donna has been a breakfast and lunch greeter at the senior center. She takes refills and desserts to people. The job greeter should just come with Donna's name attached to it. At Thanksgiving, she volunteered to be the greeter at the Sultan Harvest Dinner. Sultan Harvest motto is "Where no one eats alone," speaks to her heart, and she always is there to make sure that truly no one does have to spend Thanksgiving dinner alone. At Christmas time, she chooses a number of tags from the giving tree at the visitor center, shares those tags with some of us who can't get out, and lets us help her. I can tell you it means a lot to be included in the joy of fulfilling a child's wishes. She understands this. And now we can say thank you to Donna. And Donna is not a person that really acquires stuff or plaques or anything like that. So in her name, we'll be making a donation to a charity that she chooses.
Oh, yay! Oh, thank you. Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Watching her run up here just brought me joy in that moment. That was fabulous. So, our next set of awards is going to be given out by the Skykomish Chamber of Commerce, and our presenter is going to be Nancy Yarges, and they will be presenting Community Service Award, the Skykomish Volunteer Firefighters Association Volunteer of the Year, as well as Lifetime Achievement Awards. Nancy?
Thank you very much. Both Karen and I are here tonight representing the Skykomish Chamber. We're delighted to be part of this event annually as an opportunity to recognize our great volunteers as well. So any recognition ceremony is not complete without the mention of our Skykomish Volunteer Firefighters Association. James Knisley and his entire crew are absolutely amazing. It is with awe and gratitude that we recognize the Skykomish Volunteer Firefighters Association because of, in the words of Ashley Wall, of the continuous support they show our community In an ever-changing world, the dedication and compassion shown from this department answered with care, for the hours of selfless devotion because they want to, and for the kindness that they show every person that comes through the Skykomish Valley. Whatever the hour or the weather, when that call for aid comes in, they respond. When, for many of us, instinct would internally shout, "Save yourself, run away," they go forward and face the danger to help and to heal and to treat. Under James's supervision, they receive excellent expert training. The EMT calls vary greatly from bee stings to other life-threatening conditions like heart attacks or stroke. They meet each situation with professional, caring, compassionate, and highly knowledgeable level of expertise. Even, as I heard before from another speaker, even with all the challenges brought on by the Bolt Creek fire, they continued to meet all their critical ongoing responsibilities and calls. Throughout the year, they're an intrinsic part of our community, representing the fire department and safety at every town event. They provide first aid training for the community, bicycle helmets for the students, wellness checks for those unable to leave home, and much, much more. So to James and the entire crew, we say, we love you and appreciate you. Thank you for all you do. And so James is not here tonight, but Rob and Cameron, if you would come up and receive our thanks. Far more than I want, and maybe than you want, but I won't take too long. We have the honor of recognizing 3 organizations from Skykomish. That was one. The next one is Sandy Sweeters. We are thrilled to recognize Sandy Sweeters for her tireless efforts in organizing the annual Tunnel Days event, for the multitude of freshly baked pies and cookies she provides every organization's fundraiser in town, and for all that she brings to our community. Her joy of life and can-do spirit is infectious and inspiring. When Sandy moved to Skykomish several years ago, she brought with her an enthusiasm that brightened any gray day. She quickly immersed herself into the community, joining the bicycle group, encouraging everyone to attend the community functions, helping with PTSO fundraisers, the book fair, even coordinating open-air markets. She's the secretary of the Skykomish Friends of the Library and the Skykomish Historical Society. And those are just a few examples. The annual Tunnel Days event that she organizes with her team is a very big deal. It's going to be June 17th this year. I'd tell you all the events that are going to happen there, but it would take a lot longer, so please put it on your calendars and think about coming. Sandy is an asset to any community, and we're delighted that she is part of ours. So Sandy, if you would please come up. It's a long walk because we sat way in the back.
Thank you.
And
Thank
also
you.
a plaque is coming as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for this. It came as a really surprise to me, and I'm really honored and humbled to be recognized today. And because it's Skykomish, I have a huge support community system.
And I have one final recognition from Skykomish. And this has been a long time coming. In fact, this is like very similar to a lifetime achievement recognition. The American historian Robert Heinlein said, "To ignore history is to have no past and no future." Well, Pat and Warren Carlson, along with Bob Kelly, have worked diligently over the course of many years to ensure that the history of Skykomish is preserved and accessible to all. Pat's keen interest in the town's history sparked initially by the fact that her family was living testament to it. Sidney Jones, who was married to Pat's grandmother at the time, was the only Skykomish resident to die in the Wellington slide in 1910. So already she's feeling some history. A little later, or quite sometime later, Pat's parents were in the initial group to start collecting items from Skykomish for the Historical Society. And they stored it in the only place available at that time, and that was the local jail. So the collection was later moved to the Historical Society's first home, which was above the fire hall. Years later, Pat and Warren, who had both attended high school together, were to meet again at the Old Timers Picnic, the Historical Society, and became very active as well as secretary, grant writing, and as he likes to joke, becoming Pat's driver when they moved to Olympia many years later. Together, they served countless hours supporting and representing the Historical Society. Warren wrote grants, historical calendars, newsletters, dozens of articles, a centennial magazine, and even a book entitled The Upper Skykomish Valley. Bob Kelly came on the scene in 2005. The museum opened in 2006, and he has been active. As Pat puts it, Bob is like our savior along the way. His dedication and professionalism are greatly appreciated. So to Pat and Warren and Bob, we say a very heartfelt and sincere thank you for all that you give our community. And Pat and Warren, if you would like to come up as well. Thank you all. Oh, I think, oh.
I'd like anybody in the audience that belongs to this. Karen and Federico have been very helpful to us along the way. Karen was working in the building when people would come in, and she learned a lot of history of Skykomish herself by doing that. And now she's with the arts space up there, and her husband, who's sitting next to her, has taken over. He'll be the person that you'll meet when you first come into the museum. So we hope to see you guys there in the summer, and thank you. It's great.
And our next award will be the Volunteer of the Year, and that will be presented by the Garden Coordinator of the VOA Salton Community Gardens, Melody Daisy.
Hello, everyone. I am not representing the chamber at the moment. I am now representing the community garden. I have the honor of being the garden coordinator at the VOA for the Food Bank Garden. And we have, over the last few years, had some fits and starts. I had the honor of carrying on the legacy set forth in 2015 by Susie, and then rebooted in 2019 by the Sky Valley Youth Coalition and the design that it is today. I can't do it by myself, so I had some help along this past year and many structure projects that got completed. I'd be remiss at not thanking my heroes with 2 tractors, Micah Matchke and his buddy Mike, showing up and moving 15 yards of dirt. But what really impressed me was the Sultan High School greenhouse program and FFA program. You get 15 kids in a room, it's very hard to contain. You put that energy outside, wow. They weeded like what would have taken me 4 days in 40 minutes. It was amazing. They seeds to them and through their greenhouse program. Sadly, they had a failure at the greenhouse and it got cooked over a hot weekend, but the intent was there. So sadly, none of them can make it this evening, but under the tutelage of their prior FFA advisor and teacher Zach Miller and Nicole Jones, the FFA program really stepped up, built pollinator boxes, a keyhole garden that will go in the children's garden, an information station that will get in the ground eventually, and several other structure projects to get the program going. So sadly, I would like to make sure that they're honored this evening, and I will be hand delivering little volunteer pins for their FFA jackets next week at the high school. So thank you.
We'd like to take a quick second to thank our photographer for the evening, Isaac Howard. We appreciate all the work that you're putting in. The next award is from the VOA Sky Valley Campus Senior Center, and we will let them talk about who they're recognizing.
Hello. This is such a wonderful evening. I just love seeing so many just like happy faces. I'm Lindsay Gagnon. I'm the Executive Director for the Volunteers of America's Community Resource Center right in Sultan, and one of our programs is the Sky Valley Senior and Community Center. And we have 2 very super duper volunteers that we get to recognize tonight. And so first, the first volunteer we want to recognize is Eldon Criswell. So, thank you. Mainly serving in one of the most important positions in our senior center as the dishwasher. Pretty important, pretty important. That's right. It's really a huge role, right? If the dishes don't get done, not a lot of things happen after that. So Eldon really keeps our kitchen running, keeps our dishes clean, our equipment in order, so we can do lunches and our monthly pancake breakfasts and other events that we can do. Many times, Eldon volunteers on his day off, just because he knows how much we need the help. Eldon is known for playing super cool music that truly livens the place up and gets people smiling. So I really appreciate just that fun-loving side of you that you have, Eldon. Over the years, your energy and spunk have really come out through pranks, jokes, and just all-around laughs. So you are one of our most treasured volunteers, and we're just so happy to recognize you tonight. So thank you, Eldon. All right, the next volunteer we really want to highlight is Clarice Montgomery. Clarice has also volunteered over 1,000 hours in 2022, doing many things from serving lunches to preparing our soups and desserts, just chipping in wherever we need the help. You always do it with such an amazing smile on your face, and I've never once heard you complain. We're truly grateful for the dedication that you show that extends outside the Senior Center and even into the community. On behalf of the VOA, you really take our mission outside those walls. In addition to volunteering, you also advocate for us at Coffee with the City once a week. During community events like Sultan Shindig, you're there tabling for us, and you truly just embody the spirit and mission of the VOA. So we're just so happy to recognize you tonight. So, thank you.
Lindsay, don't go too far because we're about to call you right back up. But before that, we also want to send out another quick thank you for the beautiful decorations that were provided to us by the Vix family. And Lindsay will be back here announcing the 2023 Supporter of the Year.
All right, me again. Lindsay Gagnon with the Sky Valley Volunteers of America. I'm up here acknowledging and recognizing a very special guy who volunteers a lot for our Sky Valley Youth Coalition, which are coming up right here. I'll just speak a couple words, and then I'm going to kind of hand it over to the teens to really talk about Mr. Steve Tonkin, who we're recognizing tonight as our volunteer really of the year. So a part of what makes the Sky Valley Youth Coalition so impactful to the teens that it serves is due in part because of our adult volunteers that consistently show up for the quality of the adult volunteers, mentors that truly take interest in these teens' lives. Our adult mentors want to see these youth succeed and become stable into adulthood, turning around and giving right back into their community that cares so much about them. One such volunteer we'd like to nominate or recognize goes above and beyond for these teens and has helped the program come back from the shutdown of the pandemic in a new way. Steve Tonkin is that guy. Steve truly cares for the youth in this community, and on top of working full-time jobs, he makes time every week to be with the group right up here. You're a role model to many, many youth, both now and before and into the future, Steve. Your encouraging nature is among your top qualities that not only make you a leader in your day job of just saving lives and fighting fires, but to teens who don't regularly get the encouragement they need from their homes. Building stronger communities takes one step at a time, from one meaningful conversation to just being there to say, I'm listening. You embody the mission of the Sky Valley Youth Coalition and the VOA each day, and that's why we just are so happy to honor you tonight. So thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you. All right.
Hello? Okay. We don't really know how to. He always keeps us motivated. We're going to give this off to Carson because he has something.
Hi, my name is Carson, and I would like to thank Steve for always being there for us, even though he's a firefighter, and he still takes time out of his day to help us.
Thank you, Steve, for making sure that we are safe and that we get home.
Okay. Thanks for being the best firefighter and for always offering us rides home if we don't know if we can get one or not, and always giving us candy. Always offering to go to the store for special candy that he goes out of his way to get for us, so we're really thankful for that. And this is from Hayden. Thank you, Steve, for keeping us safe and caring for us. Thank you for having a kind personality and having a lot of patience with us. Thank you for everything you do. You do the best. This is from Unique. Says, thank you for watching us and being kind and keeping us safe. We really appreciate it. Now we're going to hand it over to Jasmine.
Thank you, Steve, for all the hard work you do and taking the time out of your busy day to come to SVYC so we have a safe place to go and someone to talk to. You are a part of the SVYC family, just like all of us. You help us with school and give us rides home when we don't have one. You use your own cash to buy us pizza. Thank you, Steve.
That is an amazing group of kids. I am in love with this whole group right now. You guys are awesome. Another round of applause. The next awards are going to be given out by the Sky Valley Chamber of Commerce, and these awards will be for Volunteers of the Year, the Chamber Member of the Year, and the Revitalization Award. They're going to be presented by Debbie Koppel, Director, Melody Daisy, the Economic and Development and Tourism.
All right, I'm back, but this time as Sky Valley Chamber Economic Development and Tourism. I am honored to introduce you to the 2023 Sky Valley Chamber Volunteers of the Year. This is gonna get me. I'm sorry, guys. They're not. That's even better. It is my honor to recognize the Sky Valley Youth Coalition as our Volunteers of the Year. Move it. Last year and this year, they were a force in the kitchen at our award ceremony, making sure needs were met and the dishes were done and the garbage was out. In April, they got up early on a cold, damp Saturday morning to help us with the Easter egg hunt by setting the fields, running the timing, and then weeks before stuffing thousands and thousands of eggs at the yard, in the yard game area with their leader, Kim Beagle. They got up early to help collect garbage on cleanup day. They have set up barricades, signs for various events hosted throughout the year, even reluctantly cleaning stalls with me for Snohomish County DEM during the Bolt Creek fire to prepare for evacuated animals. Here at the Sky Valley Chamber, we believe that youth are our future. And with mentorship, such as Steve Tonkin, guidance and engagement, they can realize their potential to change the world one act at a time. With our Volunteers of the Year, we are just seeing the beginning of a beautiful group of young adults that are working towards that vision. Many thanks to the Sky Valley Youth Coalition and its leaders for their volunteerism this past year at the Sky Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Their other adult mentor is standing up here getting hugs right now, and she spends an enormous amount of time with these kids, and it shows. So good job.
Get myself together. All right. I also have the honor of announcing our Sky Valley Chamber Member of the Year. This has been one spectacular year for this chamber member. They've renovated and relocated their business to a larger unit, bringing on excellent staff and adding many classes and programs offered to the members in the community. After its ribbon cutting and grand reopening, JB Fitness focused on its community engagement and outreach. It is truly the people that make JB Fitness unforgettable. Hosting free dance classes in collaboration with the Snow Isle Library, setting the Return of the Salmon 5K recovery booth, working with the Sky Valley Youth Coalition, remarkable. In addition, they participate in our parades and as many events as possible. However, the one that is driving this community effort is none other than Candace Blair. We have the honor to have her on our board and envy her seemingly nonstop energy. Not sure where she gets it from. Please join us in thanking and celebrating her contributions to the Sky Valley and being our Chamber Member of the Year.
Get in here, little crybaby. I love it, you cry. I love it. I just want to say that I always feel unworthy, but this means everything. And everybody at JB Fitness wish that they could be here and they couldn't. But I'm just in a room, I'm getting all these rings. So that's what we're working towards.
Now and again, we recognize a business owner who has made a significant improvement to our community through their efforts to upgrade and renovate a public building. We'd like to recognize Kurtz's Distillery for investing not only their money, but their time and talent to make their business look great. Every time someone works to improve the appearance of our community, everyone wins. Full distillery and gathering place. On top of that, they are now doing the same with the Old Pacific Pride building on the highway side, which is improving the face of Sultan from the highway in. We are so grateful and thankful that Robert and Melinda chose to come to Sultan to do their creative work. He is sort of the mad scientist of distilling, has recently been awarded a patent for his distillation systems that he's creating, and we could not be more proud to recognize Kurtz's Distillery, Robert and Melinda.
Come over and enjoy themselves, and they're secure and happy, jazz playing, that sort of stuff, and of course, the goodness that I make for the sipping time. So, but thank you very much. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up, we have the Volunteer of the Year, and that will be presented by Ryan Bunch, the president of the Sultan VFW Auxiliary.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this the right way. Can you guys hear me? I hope so. Okay. I'm gonna keep it a little short and sweet, but I hope remember. They're always there to help and support the auxiliary in any way that they can. And for 3 years now, this individual has been the lead and face of the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Dinner hosted here at this event center. It's a fabulous cause that financially supports the auxiliary so we can give back to the community. This individual runs their tail off, coordinating sponsors, publicizing, and going back and forth during setup to create a wonderful atmosphere. On top of that, he also does great work with the food bank and the senior center. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does, especially this Pearl Harbor dinner. So if you would not mind, please help me congratulate Mr. Bill Pregner on his hard work for the auxiliary with the Certificate of Appreciation.
I'd also
I met my barber up here
in Seattle many, many years ago, and he was on one of the ships that was torpedoed at Pearl Harbor. And I firmly believe that we have forgotten about what Pearl Harbor meant to us and what we went through with that. So I thank everybody who helped me here, Debbie and all the other people here. Thank you very much. Oh, who did that?
Before we get to this evening's final award, we'd like to take a quick moment just to thank the Winters Lake Ladies Club, a very long-standing club in the area that puts in lots of work and helps out our community in many ways. So thank you very much. This last award is what we have all been waiting for. It has been shrouded in mystery. We are going to find out the communities of Sultan, Gold Bar, Index.
All right. Just briefly, the Sky Valley Chamber would like to thank our annual sponsors. We have North Sound Media, Coastal Community Bank, Community Transit, Sultan McDonald's, Republic Services, the City of Sultan, Gray Ridge Wedding Venue, Good to Go Restoration, Wagley Creek Automotive, Monroe Parts House, Napa, and Vic's Burger Shack. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put on events, and we appreciate their support. Put my glasses on so I can see this. So the Citizen of the Year. For those who may not know the process of selecting the Sky Valley Citizen of the Year, I'd like to explain that it's a highly competitive process. The person chosen must also already be receiving an award this evening for their outstanding efforts in the community. The elected members of the Sky Valley Chamber Board represent every town in the Sky Valley. They meet carefully to review the achievements of the candidates provided by the group who nominated them, and then each board member gets to vote for one. Debbie and I don't get to vote. It's a secret ballot process, and no one knows who was chosen until today. It's always been very difficult selecting just one Citizen of the Year from the list of outstanding individuals who have
Very difficult decision for the board, and they really do study and go over those, and it's all very secret. Only the person who made the plaque was aware until today who it was. The person we are selecting has a reputation for being just a little bit happy, loud, and energetic, and I think probably that's already a clue. She's spent most of her adult life working for the City of Sultan. She started out at the front desk, but then decided that she was ready to be a lifelong learner and she wanted to learn grant writing. She found her passion with grant writing and she brought millions of dollars to the City of Sultan over her career that has benefited our communities in so many ways. She ran the city's volunteer program, creating a robust team of volunteers with her as lead cheerleader. I know that she is very proud of her family. She's raised 2 kids here in Sultan, and her 2 grandkids have gone to Sultan schools. Her grandson is currently a student at UW-Bothell studying business, and I know he's going to be successful. Family is very important to her, but so is her Sky Valley family. So many students have benefited from her mentorship and kindness over the last 30 years that it's really hard to estimate what the true impact of that has been. She retired a few years ago, but her heart is still in community service. So during COVID, she became the local driver and delivery person. But the most important thing she brought to them was companionship and not being enthusiasm. I can usually hear her before she's even close to the visitor center with the doors closed. So, Donna, we love you. Donna Murphy.
thank you so much. I think Debbie's doing this to keep me busy in my retirement, to just, this is totally unexpected. Thank you so much. I'm just, I do what I do because it making other people happy makes me happy, and you know that, Debbie. And Debbie's my sister. She used to have brown hair, and I had blonde hair. Now we both have gray hair.
Things change.
So thank you very much with all my heart. Debbie and I, we started this together 24 years ago, and we were talking about that tonight, about getting all the Citizens of the Year together next year for the 25th anniversary. So, yeah, so thank you very much. It's been my honor to live in and serve Sultan for most of my life. So, thank you.
So the Shindig, Gold Dust, and Tunnel Days parades are going to be noticeably louder this year. Thank you, everyone, for coming to support all the amazing things that are happening here in the Sky Valley. We are deeply rooted here and couldn't be happier to call this place home. And we couldn't do it without the partnership of every one of these groups. And it's an amazing, magical place. And I thank you all. And thank you to our MCs for doing such a great job tonight. And day decorations. I mean, it's just such a team activity. So, like I said, we're having tennis is the focus for this year. So anyone wants to get involved in tennis court building, I'm your girl. Thank you so much.